I use the Minwax stain here, Ipswich pine, on my frame, and then once that dried after a couple hours, I put the water-based polyacrylic protective finish. It's almost like the old polyurethane without all the harmful fumes and a week of stink, and so Minwax has come up with this durable protection, fast drying, water cleanup polyacrylic. Love it. Good stuff. Another way you can do your picture frames too is you can, there's a all-in-one, this one's antique walnut. It's called Polyshades. It's got the stain and polyurethane in one step, and so that you don't have to do two separate steps, and just makes a quicker application, and stuff works good too. So I've decided to make a frame for this picture here of my son and I. He's been deceased for about 10 years now, but this is years ago at the we were at Apple Orchard, and this is an apple crate, and he's always egging me on, you know, I'm bigger, better than you, so I said, alright, bring it on, bro. So we had arm wrestling match. Really happy with this this project, and so we're making our little wedges for our picture frame assembly, and they're just 4.5 by 3 blocks approximately. I've got a piece I've marked as a template. I only need one side of it to make a mark where I'm going to cut. It's going to show you how I make these. I draw this here. I've already got my miter to the angle that I need to cut the square. Putting the headgear on, the ear protection. You want to protect your ears from the noise. What I do is, once I line it up, I want to get it just a little over the line here, and then make sure my fingers are clear here, away from that blade. I turn it on. Then I shut it off. Voila! You'll see how these pieces will come together here as we progress further. Now I'm going to show you how I just drill 3 holes into one side only. I think my drill, I've got drill bits in place. I just drill 3 holes. Don't have to be exact or anything. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're going to make, I've already cut one piece out. This is red oak. This is just some remnant I had on another project. And it approximately measures inch1/4 by 7/8, the rough stock. So what I'm going to do next is take this piece and make it duplicate this by cutting it out on the saw. I'm just going to take 2 cuts. This is going to be my relief for the picture frame. Picture is going to go in here, and then I'm going to shape this with a router, this front. So it's basically going to go like this. Okay, I've got to cut 2 angles this way, and I be really exact on your measurements. to do now is, so you can see me, I'm just trying to get a and hold your tape up. So I want to be right up, mark it on the top of the piece of frame, picture frame, because if I don't, I won't have an accurate measurement. So it's going to be right on top of here. I've got to add a 16th for the blade, because remember, whatever the width of my blade is on my miter saw, it's going to take that much out of waste. So you have to double check my measurements.
Anyway, that song was going out to Ryan with lots and lots of love from your wife. I'd like to thank you for a great Valentine's Day. Also, Maroon 5 in there, Misery,
and this angle.
Rose from Bette Midler. Well, good afternoon. This is Sandra Ferris, the Like Rock Cafe.
We'll go back this way.
Furniture. Why pay $17.99 for a Tempur-Pedic queen set? One of Bombopedic queen.
Does it look like a V?
$99. You save $1,200.
You never want the angles going the same direction in your piece of picture frame. You're doing 45s, they're going to always be opposite of each other. What I'm going to do is get me a 45 with my square. I'm using the metal square, not a cheap poly square that's just for rough work. This is an actual nice square that's Stanley square. Gives me a real 45. Now I've got a mark that I can reference to. So now I'm going to cut that 45 with the back up against the backstop. Now I've got a reference line. Use my square here, get my 45 again.
Save-A-Lot wants to help with your New Year's resolution to save money by helping you cut your monthly grocery bill.
And remember, I want to go back. They're going to be opposing each other. They won't go the same direction, your 45s. Otherwise, they won't fit together. So there again, I've got there's my mark with a 16th added for the blade. Back to the reverse 45. That's why I always draw a little sketch mark the direction I'm going. I'm using my square because I like to see, helps me to line up on my saw to get an accurate cut. This can be very tricky. 45s are not easy to do. You can do it with a miter saw. They make Stanley makes one with a hand saw. If you take your time, you can get some pretty good miters for picture frame stock, or you can get a power saw like this. So far, we've got 3 of the components to the picture frame. This is red oak, native red oak. I've gotten right from right off the lot here, right off my own lot. Now we're going to get our last cut. So here is the picture frame jig. So what you need here is a piece of plywood, 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch, whatever you have. 1/2 inch will work fine. And mine is about almost 2 by 2, 2 feet by 2 feet. And what I've done here is I made this jig. So as I showed you on the wedges earlier, that you make the wedges, and then depending on the size of the frame you're working with, this is the 8 by 10 that I made in the video, these wedges go against the frame and they keep it square. And then what I did on my what I do is I tack it here and here with my brad nailer. with this, and I come in here like that and just put a tack in there, and then once it's tacked I take it out and then I finish nailing it with a brad nailer. This is my brad nailer, very handy, and I used 1-inch brad nails to tack it together with. But basically in this jig, what you got to do is make sure that your miter corners are square here. That's what you want to do. And then once you do that, you can check your measurements by measuring diagonally. And that'll tell you pretty much if you're square. You should get the same measurement here, from here to here, as you do from here to here. And then once that, then you want to tack a picture frame. And for more information about this project and others, go to doityourselftips.info. Again, it's doityourselftips.info, and I'll see you in my next video.